I'll be honest with you, Tigreal is not a great solo rank hero. He is heavily team reliant, he needs follow-up, and there are way better roamers you could pick if your only goal is to climb. But here's the problem. A lot of players lose one fight, panic, and think the game is over, even when it's not. In this video, I'm going to show you how to still win solo rank with Tigreal by focusing on what actually matters: macro, trading, and understanding win conditions. Even if you're losing teamfights, even if your engages don't always work, there are still ways to stay in the game and win. If you want to learn how pro players think beyond just teamfights, stay till the end.
Still stuck in the same rank? I'm Hajun, a 300 plus stars former pro roamer. In season 21, I hit global number 3 Jawhead, global number 15 Matilda, and global Popol and Koopa, all with over 80% win rate. And I'm working with Dez, a 1000 stars and ex global number 1 Lancelot, also from the pro scene. We teach macro, rotations, shot calling, pressure timing, and mindset, the things that actually win games, not random tips. Our coaching prices are $80 for a minimum of 2 hours. If you're serious about climbing, get our coaching. All details can be found in the description of this video. You should always use Flicker as a spell with Tigreal, just so you can set a lot easier. For the emblems, you should always use Tank Emblem with Firmness. Pull yourself together so you can use your Flicker more. It reduces the cooldown, and Concussive Blast for a little bit of extra damage in the early game. And as for the build, I always like building Tough Boots on Tigreal because of the CC reduction and a little bit of magic defense, because the mage or the mid laner does tend to poke you a lot in the early game. Now, I bless it with the Encourage roam because in the early stages of the game, you should always buy Encourage, and then swap it later for Conceal. I will explain that a bit later into the video. Then I like to always build Dominance Ice. In this game, it's good because the opponents have Alpha and Yuzong, and even Moskov, who have decent lifesteal, and even in general, Dominance Ice is a really good item to build in the early for the hybrid defense. Next up, I built Radiant Armor because there is a Cyclops. He's probably going to poke me very often, so to tank his damage a little bit, he's going to constantly deal magic damage, and Radiant Armor is best for that. Then I built Antique Cuirass because Yuzong and Alpha are probably going to hit me a lot too, so it's going to defend me versus their skill-based physical damage. Because those both heroes, they use their skills for physical damage. However, with Alpha, there isn't really an item that can tank him because he does true damage. He is a tank shredder. And then I like Immortalities for that extra sustain, for that extra life, so I can make more aggressive plays and get back out alive. And since there is a Moskov, we're going to build a Chastise Pauldron to lower his attack speed. And I also really like Chastise Pauldron as an item because when your HP drops below 30%, you gain 20% HP back. And when our immortality runs out, you should build Blade Armor. Okay, if you trigger immortality, if it ever gets to that stage of the game, you should buy Blade Armor because Moskov is the one who's going to be doing the most damage in the later stages of the game. So it's going to be a really good item to build versus him because you can reflect some of the damage he does to you, as well as get a good amount of physical defense. That's the build and emblem. Now, when is Tigreal good? Tigreal is a good pick into pretty much teammates that have AoE damage. In my team, I have Xavier, I have Granger, hell, even Balearic. Right? They all have AoE damage that can follow up my sets really well. And that is what you should be picking Tigreal into. Now remember, Tigreal, the best counter for him is Purify. So always in game, keep track of when the opponents are using their spells, especially the Purifies, so you know when you can ulti them. Alright guys, so as you can see at the beginning, I mistakenly bought Conceal. And with the current roam and how the new roaming items work, I feel like you should usually always get either Encourage or Favor if your roamer supports it, but generally getting Encourage first is better, and maybe around the 8 to 9 minute mark, you can decide to sell your Encourage and then just buy Conceal instead. Especially on roamers that require Conceal, right? Because you know, they change the roaming items, they pretty much don't give you any gold for taking minions in mid if you have Conceal or Dire Hit. However, with Favor and Encourage, you can. So, on roamers that cannot use Favor, I always like to get Encourage first, no matter what roamer it is, right? So that you can clear the minions and actually get XP. because you don't know if you can consistently do damage to opponents, right? It's a bit of an unreliable method with conceal and dire hit. That's why going encourage first, even on a roamer that requires conceal, is important, because we're not gonna get conceal at first anyways, right? So might as well use the passive of encourage to farm up, get some gold, get some extra XP so we can reach level 4 faster. And into the late game, once we have actually activated the passive for encourage, then we can sell it and get conceal, so we will have conceal straight away. Now as you guys can see, this is usually what I like to do. I always like to check the EXP side buff when we start. As you can see, EXP side, because generally junglers tend to start their EXP side buffs first. After that, I immediately like to head over back to mid, get the XP from the minions, and overall it's just really good, because if I'm able to vision anyone here, I will get some additional XP. That's why you should be doing that. Now, since the opponent jungler was not at red buff, as you can see, we spotted him on blue buff. We did spot Angela, however we didn't spot their jungle. He probably left to take the red buff right away. We just saw Cyclops used his Purify, and always remember guys, keep track of opponent spells. It is very important, because you will know when they will have it and when they will not, and knowing when a person has Purify or Flicker, especially Cyclops, right? It's gonna tell me when I can ult him and when I can't. There, I'm just trying to disrupt Alpha's farm as much as I can, reset the green, and just, delay his farm overall so that my jungler can farm faster while he falls a little bit behind. It can be even a few seconds. Try to delay him. Even if it's 1 second delay, it's something. And once again, now that's done, we are going back to mid. Now, as you can see, I took a little bit of a detour when we were going back to mid lane. I turned around and then went back in, because if I walked with Cyclops into this bush, he would have thrown those second skill and even a first skill onto me and done some poke damage. I'm not trying to get poked unnecessarily, so I decided to make a little quick turn so that I don't have to face him in the bush, so that I don't have to get in proximity of his attacks. And then once he's a bit farther away, then I go back and take my original route. And since I know that Cyclops doesn't have his Purify, I flicker. Let's see that once again. I know Cyclops doesn't have Purify, he used it. Flicker, right? Pull him back with the second skill, and we get a nice little first blood onto Cyclops. These little plays, and guys, as you can see, these little plays is what's gonna make your team win. Because when you're playing a setter, someone who can really set and start fights really well, someone like Tigreal, you have to be very vigilant. You have to be ahead of everyone. You have to be playing aggressive. You have to be engaging first. You shouldn't give their roamer any room to breathe. That is how you're going to dominate, right? Your presence should be so strong that the opponent roamer can't even get the chance to set up their own plays. Okay, and if you want to achieve that, you can't hesitate. Why did I not hesitate? I knew Cyclops didn't have Purify, right? Keep a mental note. Just knowing that small little fact, I was able to get my team first blood. And if you can make plays like this again and again and again and again throughout the game, the lead is gonna slowly build up, right? As you can see, Alpha still hasn't reached level 4 because we delayed him on the green. I think he missed either the smaller one or the bigger one. Now he has level 4. Meanwhile, our Roger is already pretty ahead of him, and now we can invade this green buff, which is gonna give my Roger more gold and take away gold and XP, because we're taking this away from Alpha. Well, it remains to be seen if we can actually secure this creep though. Let's take a look. I'm trying to walk up and zone Alpha because he knows that if by any chance he ends up behind me, I can pull him, right? So he's also maintaining his distance. There we go. We actually managed to get it, which is really good. I'm trying to get a quick peek onto top lane because I did see Cyclops run this way. So I know Cyclops and Yuzong have to be somewhere around here. And I'm not really trying to fight them. I'm playing a little bit safer, right? Trying to zone them. Roger just kind of died and he should have just full on run away from Yuzong, but he didn't. And because of that, he kind of just got killed by him and fucked up. Guys, Yuzong is one of the best EXP laners right now because his presence is so strong on Turtle that I don't think anyone is as strong as him. But regardless, this is your typical solo rank game and I'm gonna show you guys how you can actually win these type of games and win them pretty well. We're also getting dominant size first item because we are going versus Alpha and Yuzong. It's just a good item against them because it gives you anti-heal. And even in general, dominance ice is one of the items that you should be building first because of how much hybrid defense it gives you. It gives you both physical and magic defense. And we're able to secure the lethal. That's good. I zoned the Cyclops away. There we go. I didn't want to ult because the loading screen, I know that Moskov has Purify. I'm not going to ult him because I know he has it, so there we go. We baited that Purify. The next time we can actually get him. There are really no minions in bottom lane, so we know Moskov isn't going to come out of the tower, right? There is really no point in trying to attack him over there at all. Guys, I was lagging, okay?
Stop the cap.
But you guys know it happens, right? We all mess up our ults here and there. It happens to all of us. Unfortunately, it happened to me in this game, but don't worry, I'm gonna be making up for it. Now we see that the Cyclops is trying to invade our green. And he used Purify already. I saw him use it, so I went for the second skill. We got a nice kill. And now Yuzong is also overextended. However, he has his ult, so he's gonna be able to get out. We just decide to ult him so we can finish him off. However, it's Yuzong. So tanky. There we go. I ultied him because I know that if I don't, he's gonna escape. And as you guys saw, he gained a lot of his HP back with his passive. I'm so glad he's getting a nerf. And this is why panning the map is so important. We know Alpha doesn't have his ultimate because he used it on Roger. Yes guys, use your index finger to pan the map and it's just gonna make you more aware overall, drastically improve your gameplay. I'm just checking Turtle, seeing if they're starting it or not, what the status is, just giving overall vision. Remember, Roger is really far away, so this Turtle is a little bit more on the difficult side to contest, and I'm not gonna force it too much. Now that Roger pinged launch attack, right? He pinged it. It kind of indicates to me, okay, he really wants to contest this Turtle. My ult isn't ready. It's gonna be available soon, but my second skill is. And if I can actually CC this Alpha when the Turtle is low, maybe my Roger can red tree and secure it. So let's take a look at what happens here. Unfortunately though, I think I should have just gone in. I don't know why I hesitated. I thought Roger was just simply too far. But in my opinion, I think if I just went in on Alpha and pushed him here, like pushed him away, I think that would have reset the Turtle and we could have actually secured it. So this is actually my bad. I could have made a much better outcome out of this situation. Kinda messed it up there. Yuzong is going for my team. I'm just waiting for Yuzong to land so I can ulti both of them. But it's just unfortunate. I took too much damage beforehand and my team doesn't have the damage to kind of beat them because we have a Baleric for an XP lane and we also have an Xavier in mid lane, which kind of makes our early game a lot weaker than theirs, significantly weaker than theirs.
So taking these turtle fights was actually a big gamble for us because they have more team fight potential in the early. Now things are not looking good for us whatsoever. But you guys need to understand that when it comes to games like this, macro is really important. I wasn't upset. Even though we lost the turtle fight, I wasn't upset. Because, first of all, we have more kills than they do, which most of the time isn't the most important factor. The most important factor you need to realize is towers. What we also like to call pretty much macro, right? Or trading. Look, they beat us on turtle, they got top lane. But our Granger is doing really well on bottom, and he got bottom lane. Right? That puts us on equal footing. Because they got our top, but we got their bot. So in terms of map control, we both have about the same. That's why I'm not too bummed out. I know that we can make a comeback, and it's for sure possible. Especially if this Granger can get fed and pretty much carry us. Another thing is, if you have late game scaling heroes and you're losing the early game, well, it should be pretty obvious, right? Because you have late game scaling heroes. You don't have heroes that can dominate the early game. So in that case, you should actually be patient. I feel like we should have just given them the turtle, and we could have just pressured bottom lane a lot more. Because Granger, if he can get fed and if he can snowball, he is one of the most difficult heroes to deal with. Because he can just blow past everyone in front of him and just burst them. So I think in this game, my primary focus should have been Granger. Since my Roger wasn't really the best and our team comp wasn't really meant for turtle, because we have a Balearic XP, Xavier mid who is very weak in the early. So I feel like in this game, focusing gold would have been the best move. If you can do turtle, focus on the objective opposite of turtle, right? Where the enemies are not going to be. I'm just checking on the blue buff to see how it is. What's the condition? What's the status? We're also trying to find out info on alpha, right? Because if he's not on blue buff, he's probably on red buff. And as you can see, we saw him on the map for a bit. He is now doing his blue buff. I am building Radiant Armor because that Cyclops is starting to hurt. And he is poking me quite a bit. I got the creep, that's good, that was my main intention. Now I know Cyclops, okay, here, he used Purify. I just saw him use it. I tanked the tower for a Granger so he could secure the kill onto Moskov. Or not Moskov, sorry, Cyclops. I'm just going to recall. Low HP, nothing I can do. I fed a nice kill to Granger. I still have my ulti though, so if they continue to fight around this part of the map, I can join and use my ulti and CC them and help them out. I tried pulling Alpha, into the tower, and here we go. Now that Granger is here, there is actually a chance we kill Alpha. That's why I just decided to ulti him. There we go. Granger has a monster kill. He's really fed, and focusing on him, getting him super fed was actually the right idea. Now I'm just zoning Yuzong, pushing him away from Granger, right? So that he can finish him off. And guys, this is what I mean. Get this guy fed and see how much easier your life becomes. Alright? Fortunately for me, the Granger was already a good player, so he was able to 1v1 Moskov. But imagine if I had just focused his lane and he would have been way more fed. Maybe we would have gotten another tower too. So you need to recognize these good players and always try to make plays around them, especially in solo rank. You need to play around the actual good players. That is one of the best ways to win solo. Because solo rank is a place where teamwork is not expected. So if you can make teamwork, if you can create teamwork, you're gonna do well. You're gonna have that one thing that solo rank isn't supposed to have. That will allow you to make a difference. Now I can see that my team is pushing mid lane and no one is honestly with me, so I'm not gonna try too hard to follow this Moskov. I'm not gonna pursue him too hard. I'm not gonna really fight him. See how I second skill away. I know my teammates aren't here. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm present so he doesn't push even more, right? So he doesn't continue pushing into this tower. I need to make sure he goes away from this area.
And there we go. He doesn't continue pushing. My goal wasn't to fight him. My goal was to just make him stop pushing and not get hit by him, right? And we kind of achieved it. However, because of our absence, Granger was actually killed and the opponents got a nice shutdown. They got a lot of gold, and that is not good. That is a problem. Here, I wanted to engage on Cyclops, but I saw my Xavier use all of his skills. Xavier has nothing left. And because of that, there's no point in trying to pull Cyclops because he's the only one who can help me and deal damage. Everyone else is really far away. And this Yuzong is pretty fed and he's doing pretty good. And I know that he's a good player because of how he acted in Turtle, how he was super aggressive. So that kind of already tells me that he already knows how to play Yuzong properly. Now I have my ult just in case things get hairy, right? Just in case he really does decide to pursue Xavier, I can ulti him, save him, but my second skill was enough. And I'm not trying to fight, just simply trying to get him away from them, and that's it. This is not a good opportunity for us to fight yet. Xavier still needs to scale, and fights should only be taken when, guys, fights should only be taken when. Write it down in the comments. Do not cheat. Okay, in this stage of the game, this is a quick pop quiz. In this stage of the game, who should I be playing around the most? Right? Who should I be relying on before starting fights? And who should be present when I start fights? Answer this in the comment if you guys know. But do not cheat. Don't skip forward. Answer it right now. And then keep watching the video. We saw Alpha on top lane. Lord is also coming up. Now, when Lord is up, our main focus, our main target priority should always be Alpha because he's the only other person with Red Tree who can secure the Lord over our jungle. And here, I saw a really good opportunity to get the Alpha and the Cyclops, both of them. And if we can actually eliminate this Alpha, then we can do Lord. So it's a really good time to pick off this Alpha. And the most important factor, the guy we need when initiating team fights right now is Granger. Granger's ult can follow me up really well because it does AoE damage. So if he is around, if Roger is around, if Xavier is around, let's not even get to Balearic. Like, he's playing Balearic XP, so he's not a good player. I'm not relying on him. But if these people are around, getting a kill is actually possible. There you go. We pull Alpha right into the tower. We kill both Cyclops and Alpha. Cyclops didn't have Purify. And just like that, we can do Lord. Now Yuzong comes in, but we are all under tower, so there's nothing really much he can really do. I'm also trying to play a little bit safe to make sure that Yuzong doesn't chase us. Once his ultimate form runs out, we can easily do Lord. We don't have to worry too much. And there we go. Just like that, I create a perfect opportunity for my team to take Lord. Once we take Lord, that's going to help us push all the towers, and we can generally get really far ahead. Now, this is what you guys don't want to do. Forget what you saw, but you guys don't want to take a fight before the Lord actually crashes, right? You want to push with the Lord and fight with the Lord. I threw. This was my bad. Don't do it. Bad idea. Do not fight before the damn Lord crashes on base. Do not do it. Do not, please. Don't do it, guys. Only fight with Lord after you get Lord, because if you fight right after Lord when Lord isn't even pushing, and you die and you lose, it's so risky. The opponents are just gonna clear the Lord for free. And the lead that you took, the advantage that I gave my team for Lord, just vanishes just like that. And this is why maybe you guys are losing, because you're dying before Lord. And as you can already see, it is 12 minutes into the game. I think I bought this quite early. I sold my Encourage and bought Conceal Boots. So sell the boots entirely and buy new boots with the Conceal Blessing. I'm just walking around in this bush waiting. If Cyclops walked up a little bit closer, I probably would have second skilled him to the Granger. Maybe we could have potentially bursted, but that's what I was mainly hoping for. There we go, just trying to give vision, right? Vision and map control are the most important things for a roamer to do. Now the waves are pushing in. I do have my flicker ult. If I can get a nice engage over here, I will definitely try. If not, I'm not gonna try too much. I'm pinging my team that I want to attack. Even getting, honestly, this was bad. The Moskov pushed me away, and getting just Yuzong. Getting only Yuzong is not bad, because Yuzong is the one who can zone us away from the tower, right? But the Moskov pushed us, which kind of made me not able to pull Yuzong back. So we couldn't really burst him, so it wasn't really the ideal situation. There we go, we do kill Yuzong, we do kill Angela. And it turned out to be pretty well, because they just fought us like imbeciles before Lord is coming. They shouldn't have gotten out of their tower. They're already so behind. That's not a good move from them. They should have just, Yuzong should have just ulted and gone back into the tower and let his team clear the minion waves. That's it. You guys just needed to defend, not take a fight with us. And now guys, all 4 are dead. 30 seconds left for them to spawn. Minion wave coming. It's only Moskov, and all 5 of us are alive. This is looking really, really endable, right? If we just push this, new minion wave coming, and we can potentially even end. It's only Moskov alive. He can't really do much. Now I buy immortality because I want to tank a little bit more. And there we go. We push top lane. Even though Moskov ulted here, we should just be pushing the tower. It is endable. If Moskov ulted, I could have second skilled him, so it's fine. It's nothing really to worry about. There we go. Nice little immobilized by Xavier, and Granger is so fed, he just gets bursted. And there we go. We just end the game. Just like that. In about 13 minutes, I believe the game lasted. And we honestly, it looked really bad in the early game because we kept losing those turtle fights. But if you know your win conditions, and if you know the bigger picture, what needs to be done to win the game, guys, it just becomes easy. All you have to do is execute it. Anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys were able to learn, and if you guys want to, go try out Tigreal in rank, apply the things that I talked about, and get that win. If you guys were able to learn and enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as it supports me. It's gonna make me pump out more videos for you guys so you can learn even more. Have a good one.
Da chamada